Welcome to the e-learning course on resume writing. Hello and welcome to the e-learning course on resume writing. Getting your foot in the interview door is never easy in this competitive job market, especially if you are a fresher. And your resume is one of the most essential criteria because it helps you showcase your skills and abilities while convincing the prospective employer to call you for an interview. In this module, we will walk you through a step-by-step process of writing a flawless resume that helps you stand out of competition while explaining the importance of getting it right. We wish you an exciting and rewarding career ahead. By the end of this course, you will be able to identify and explain the key elements of an effective resume, recognize the 3 types of resume, and apply the 4 steps to build a winning resume. Did you know, on average, recruiters only spend 6 seconds to decide whether to keep or trash your resume? This is because hiring managers may have to scan more than 100 resumes to fill just one position. So, a well-crafted resume is quite essential to make that first impression as you begin your search for a career or job. Before we get into details, let's first understand what a resume is all about. Resume is not a mere summary of your skills, academic or work history, but a medium to sell yourself effectively to the potential employer, if written correctly. And a well-crafted resume is relevant and thoughtfully tailored to reflect to the position you are applying for. So do your research about the role you are applying and keep updating. Concise, succinct, and easy to understand, and no longer than 2 pages. Single-sided. Visually appealing to grab recruiters' attention. Meant to showcase your areas of expertise. Organized and updated chronologically or categorically. Each resume has its own format, look, and feel. However, every resume has some key elements that are common regardless of career and experience. These elements include header, professional summary or statement, education, leadership activities and interests, skills, work experience. Header. In the header section, list your name, email address, and phone number. It explains the recruiter who you are and how to contact you. Remember to bold, enlarge, and capitalize the font size of your name so that it stands out. Use a professional email ID. Professional statement or objective. This is the section where you will quickly sum up who you are, why you're a valuable asset to their company, and/or where you want to go in your career. Education. This is the very important section to focus on. Basis your education. Hiring managers evaluate how relevant is your college education and what benefit you can bring to their company. Here you will list the colleagues you have graduated from, along with the dates, locations, and certifications, if any. Start with the most recent education first. If you are still pursuing a degree, then list the expected date of completion. You don't have to include the high school unless it is important to the employer. Include your grades and ranks if they are higher, and you may want to include coursework, team projects, major assignments, or research project. Leadership activities and interests. In this section, you may include extracurricular activities, such as leadership positions you held, any participations in campus activities, volunteer work, or community-related service. Do not include your personal interests. If you have received any special honors, awards, and recognition, list them in your resume. For example, competitive scholarships and fellowships. Skills. Include your most relevant technical and business skills that related directly to the jobs you are going to target. However, you may also include languages you know, social media skills, any special training in software or hardware, etc. Here, your focus should be on establishing credibility. Work experience. In this section, you will describe your previous experiences and jobs that are most relevant using action verbs. Begin with the company or organization's name, then your title and years worked. Make the most of college experience. Include the experience that has enabled you to develop skills. but ensure it is relevant to the job. For example, you may consider summer jobs, internships, projects, temporary work. There are 3 types of resumes that are commonly used. They are 1. Chronological resume, 2. Functional resume, and 3. Combination resume. Chronological resume lists the most recent education or work history first, in a reverse chronological order. Chronological resume is preferred by most employers as it quickly gets to the point. Ideal to job seekers with a stable work history as well as college graduates. As you don't have a lot of professional experience, your education may be the most recent thing you should list at the very top before listing any internships or work history. Combination resume starts by listing your skills and experience first and employment history next. Combines the features of chronological and functional resume. Highlights the skills that are relevant to the job while providing the chronological work history. Functional resume. Functional resume focuses more on your skills and abilities that fit the job requirements in a non-linear format. Skills and previous relevant experience are presented at the beginning of your resume. Ideal for job seekers with little or no work experience or people who are changing careers or have gaps in their work history. A well-crafted resume focuses your career interest, highlights your most relevant skills and work experience. Here are the 4 simple steps to write a resume that stands out from crowd and helps you market your skills while grabbing employers' attention. Let's review Steve's resume to understand its structure and see what makes it an effective resume for someone with no experience. Steve is seeking a job in advertising or public relations sector. As discussed earlier, it includes 7 major sections, such as name, address, and contact information, professional statement, education, leadership activities and interests, awards and achievements, skills, and work experience. Steve is seeking a job in advertising or public relations sector. What makes this resume effective? 1. Has all the major sections of an effective resume. 2. Layout is clean and easy to read. 3. Well-structured and organized. 4. One-page resume, succinct and to the point. 5. Steve is clear with his goals. 6. Lists Steve's social media skills that are relevant to the job. Personal statement is the first thing a recruiter will read on your resume, so make sure it is interesting and engaging. It is sometimes called a profile, summary, or career objective. In the personal statement, you will clearly define who you are and how your skills and qualifications can benefit the company. When drafting the personal statement, customize it to the specific job position. Use keywords and language found in the job description. Keep it between 50 to 200 words maximum, and do not use the same objective for every job. Customize your resume to the job position you seek, such that it mirrors the job requirements the employer seeks and portrays you as the best candidate. Review the job description and employer you are applying for, and underline the important keywords related to qualifications, skills, and accomplishments. Now, include those keywords and phrases in your resume while making them relevant to the job position. Ensure the job title you write on resume is an accurate reflection of the position you are offered. You may also check the LinkedIn profiles of the professionals with the job title similar to your job offer. Add only relevant keywords that can be backed up with quantifiable results and exclude irrelevant information. A disorganized resume may simply end up in the bin because it makes it hard for recruiters to scan the information. Hence, you must format and logically organize your resume to make it attractive and easy to read to ensure it grabs recruiters' attention. Once you format, ask yourself whether the resume looks professional and inviting to read. Here are the tips to make it more structured and readable. Consistency. It is the key to avoid formatting issues. Make sure all the tabs, fonts, Font sizes, dates, and other features are consistent throughout your CV. Use reverse chronological order. List your experiences in your work, volunteer, and educational sections in reverse chronological order. It helps you keep the most relevant information towards the top of the resume. Length of resume. Since you don't have much experience, a 1 to 2 page resume should work for you. Headings. Use bold type sparingly to highlight headings and key areas. Font type. Use easy-to-read fonts such as Times New Roman, Georgia, and Arial. Do not use more than 2 font types. Font size should be between 10 to 12 points. Use bigger font for your name. Margins. Keep 1-inch margin on each side. Spelling and grammar. Check for typos and grammar issues such as missing punctuations. Use bullet points and whitespace wisely. Bullet points and whitespace in the resume make it easy to read. Create bulleted lists to summarize key information. Never use periods at the end of bullet points. A resume can make or break your chances to get your foot in the door as an employee. Let's have a look at the common mistakes you should avoid while creating an impactful resume. Not proofreading your resume. Not proofreading your resume before sending it to the employer is a fatal mistake. Typos and grammatical errors are signs of carelessness. So ensure to double-check the spellings and grammar and proofread each word on the resume. Tip: as it's hard to catch your own mistakes in your resume, have someone review for you. Ignoring keywords. Many employers use hiring software to review resumes electronically, so make sure to add relevant keywords so that you are not screened out, but get noticed. Cluttered resume. Being too wordy can annoy hiring managers. If your resume is cluttered with unnecessary details, they will simply move on to the next candidate. Always remember that your resume should not exceed 2 pages if you have less than 5 years of experience. To avoid clutter, use specific and concise bullet points that focus on results. Use strong action verbs while creating a bullet point. Don't list more than 5 to 6 bullet points in a section. And use bold font sparing. Do not overdo it. Using inappropriate email addresses. Unprofessional email address can picture you as an amateur. Make sure you include a proper email address. Incorporating irrelevant or incorrect information. Ensure the information offered in the resume is correct and relevant. Do not lie or exaggerate your achievements for temporary benefits. Double-check the information you've entered to ensure it is correct. Having come to the end of this course, let us now recap what we've learned so far. In this course, we have identified the key elements to write an effective resume, recognized the 3 types of resume, and understood the 4 steps in building a winning resume. Congratulations! You've successfully completed resume writing.